Today I will be performing two similar pieces of literature, one being a short story and the other one being a monologue. They both will have to do with mental illness, something that I struggle with, probably to this day still. Um, well, our life is not like a book, and we should not make our own ending. It will forever remain a mystery to us. But today I truly want to discuss about my story of just how bad my mental illness was a couple years ago, and how I neglected to think I had mental illness because of the whole stigma. On the other hand, the monologue I want to tell you guys feels like I connect to really deeply, and I hope you guys connect with it too. So here's my story. Ever since I was a little boy, I always knew I was different. I was different from the others. I wasn't like the other guys from my school. I just thought it was normal, but when I went to middle school, I knew that it wasn't. And so it pretty much started small by during PE having the boys separated on one side, the girls separated on the other side, and me being stuck with all the boys that I really didn't know because most of my friends were girls. That kind of like gave me a little anxiety, and I was like, oh no, I have to pretend to like these people or like make friends with them at least. And yeah, it just started off like something small like that, and then it progressed as years went by, especially during high school when I was surrounded by so many different people, and there was a diversity of different people there, and I didn't feel so alone. But at the same time, I also didn't want to put myself out there because I'd rather like keep myself like more isolated in a way. And pretty much that's just kind of what I did to keep my mental illness at check. I didn't want to do anything too exotic, standing out and stuff like that, because I wasn't really that type of person. And so I guess me being by myself most of the time, or having a friend or two, wasn't so bad. But eventually, I just felt so alone. I didn't have uh, a lot of like really different people like as friends, so I always saw the same people over and over again. And so I eventually grew tired of my mind always being at war with myself, and sometimes it would get the best of me, and I would sometimes lash out at people that were closest to me, and it sucked because I would lose some really good friends because of that, and I don't think I'll ever get them back. And that's something that I regret to this day. I don't know why I did it, but towards the end of my junior year is when it really started to hit me. I started becoming sad for no reason. I woke up debating if I should go to school or not. I didn't really want to at all. I missed so much school that I had to go to court with my mom because the I was on SARB. It's like I don't know how to explain it really, but it's like if you miss too much school, you get SARBed, and then if you it's like a warning on your first time, and then your second time it's a parent meeting, and then your third time it's when you start to go to court and stuff. Well, I really was isolated during my junior year. I didn't really want to be around anyone. I didn't like myself, so I didn't think I'd like anybody else. And all I really went to school for was just to do my work, and just that's pretty much it. I didn't really want to contact with anyone, just school and home, and go to sleep on my bed in a dark room. That was pretty much the cycle. It I had a lot of thoughts of suicide, but I didn't really inflict upon the action. I don't know why I did. Like, I didn't hate myself that much. I just didn't really like the person I was becoming because of mental illness, and how I neglected to get help for it, because to me it was kind of embarrassing explaining it to people, or they'll just think I'm faking it. And yeah, so I eventually got professional help around late senior year of my high school. I put forth all my effort to this day, and I am still fighting mentally. I I don't feel so alone anymore. I'm glad I was given another chance to reset my brain and make it work the way it's supposed to. And I feel like now that I've received help, I know that I'm not alone, and I want to be able to share this story with you guys so I know that I'm not alone and that hopefully you guys probably experience the same thing or something similar along those lines. And yeah. Anyways, here's my monologue. I wish I was scared of the dark. I mean, most people are, but I always find a comfort sitting in it. Get home, shower, lay in bed, don't turn on the lights. My daily routine: sit in the dark and listen to music, like a vampire. At least that's what my mom calls me. It's not that I don't like the light, you just think different in the dark. You find comfort in like a big black blanket wrapped around you. You just let go, not knowing what could happen. Your mind travels to so many places and everything is fine until you realize you're alone. The feeling of loneliness hits you. You have no one to talk to. Everyone's asleep. You thought so much that big blanket is now suffocating you. So tell me, is the darkness safe or dangerous? Well, that is my monologue, and I just want to tell myself every day that I know that I work as hard as others do. Some may not see it, and that won't keep me from continuing to work even harder this day to reach my goals. Mental illness is something that sometimes sets me back, but I won't let it take over me because I'm in control of my own body. Yes, I may have a good cry, be in a room for hours, and not want to go outside, not be social, but at the end of the day, I overcome that obstacle and I become a stronger person than I was that day. I see an opportunity, I take it. I don't think opportunities are something that are given daily, and if you see one, take it. I saw an opportunity to get help and I took it, and it's probably the best thing I've ever done because I don't think I would be alive to this day if I didn't take the opportunity and decided to disregard it. They're almost never given, and whatever matters most is that you're happy and that I'm happy, because that is probably something that money will almost never buy. Thank you for listening to my mixed genre.